places they do Rath Yatra, and their own local tradition consists of you have people playing Nadaswar, and what is the name of this drum they play? Very big wooden drum, heavy wooden drum. Here, you didn't hear?
Yes, in Bengali temple.
Oh, it's in the temple? I thought it was coming from one house here.
Nagaswaram.
Nagaswaram is
He said, this is not a swaram. Anyway, it's a wooden drum, it's very heavy, and they use sticks. It makes a lot of sound. Just we heard from this next road, something, festivals going on. But so that is Vedic tradition, but unless followers of the Vedas, is very difficult and long process, and requires so much lifetimes of practice, and ultimate goal may not be actually not reached. So, jnana, they achieve jnana, and there must be understanding. So that's why the Vedas were commented on by Vedavyas as the Vedanta Sutra. But then the Vedanta Sutra is mostly misinterpreted by people who are not, don't actually understand the goal of the Vedas. And what is the goal of the Vedas? It's Vedaischa sarver eva vedyo Vedanta vid vedikrid eva chaham. Krishna says, I am the goal of the Vedas. I am created the Vedas. I know the Vedas. I know the purpose of the Vedas. But who achieves that? So on the other hand, the real commentary on Vedanta Sutra is in the Gaudiya Sampradaya by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is Govinda Bhashya. Govinda, who can comment on Vedanta Sutra better than Krishna? He says, I have created the Vedas, I know the purpose of the Vedas, I am the goal of the Vedas. It's written, he says in Bhagavad Gita. So why don't we listen to that? Instead of, Shankaracharya has written commentary on Vedanta Sutra, but he has given for some purpose ordained by Krishna, but to mislead people. This morning I was shouting at Yugender why he is talking about conspiracy. See, that's a conspiracy. Shankaracharya was preaching some meaning of the Vedanta Sutra, that the ultimate goal is, shunyavada, impersonal, no hands, no feet. Krishna has the ultimate truth is without qualities, without. That's a conspiracy. Who made the conspiracy? Krishna. Krishna told Lord Shiva, go and preach like this, because these people are stupid offenders, they don't understand, so I want to get them off the path. Stop insulting me by making a explanation of Vedanta Sutra that is actually not correct. So Krishna himself dictated to Baladeva the Govinda Bhashya. He went and sat in front of Govinda, and Govinda dictated, and he just wrote down. Just like Vedavyas, Ganesh is writing, Vedavyas is speaking. So he, of course, he deserves all the credit, but Krishna himself dictated. He went in front of Krishna, and then, I have no qualification. He says, don't worry, just sit down and write. I'll dictate. So what is that conclusion? It's bhakti, you see. So we find it's very nice to see everybody comes and feels happiness. Why? Because we're engaged in bhakti. We're cooking and we're doing kirtan and doing deity worship, reading books. This real happiness comes from devotional service, bhakti yoga. I don't know, somebody knows more verses than me, can quote some verses. There's some verses with the word ananda, and I don't remember. But well, even the word ananda, what is the goal of bhakti? What is the what is the end result of bhakti? Devotion. And what are the characteristics of pure devotion? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Again, Ananda. So that is the swabhav of the jiva. The constitutional position of the jiva is happiness. Everybody's striving for happiness. They think working hard, collect money, buy things for satisfying our senses and our family senses, our wife, our children. They think that this is their happiness. Do we find that it's true? They are so absorbed that even if the sky is falling and you say, Babu, Babu, stop selling bananas and run, the sky is falling. He won't hear you because he's busy, thinks that I sell bananas and I'll buy my wife this and I'll buy my child this and then there'll be happiness. No, it doesn't work, you see. So that's a conspiracy. A conspiracy created by personalities like Shankaracharya. You do like this and you'll be happy. That's a conspiracy. And now nobody even cares for Shankaracharya. Who is he? What? Now who is the acharyas? Bill Gates. Bill Gates. He's great. So he and others like him, they are creating the conspiracy that you have to protect yourself against, this virus or that virus, and they're making new viruses. While we're talking, they're busy making new viruses. Originally it was a so-called honorable objective. The military was in the military laboratories. They were making viruses to be more infectious. They think we have to protect our country. Huh? That sounds noble, yes? That's like Kshatriya, protect the country. But that's not the way a Kshatriya operates. when attacked, the Kshatriya goes and kills him. Not that you drop an atomic bomb on his country and kill innocent people. So that is not. It's just simply demonic. Simply demonic. And the same. Who is in charge of the military? The president. So who's in charge of monetary policy? Who pays the taxes? Should Microsoft pay taxes the same as you and other person? No, they pay less because they're doing such good work. This is conspiracy. This is demons working together. So you should know. And so I'm talking, and people like me are talking about the actual situation. And if they hear, oh, there are people, this Krishna person, other Dr. McCullough, this doctor, that scientist, they say, oh, that is a conspiracy. They falsely, you see, they say that is a conspiracy. You have a lot of troubles, you have a headache, and your motorcycle doesn't work, and so there's a dog lying outside just sleeping, and so you go and kick the dog. Why? The dog is not causing the problem, but but you claim that the dog is causing the problem. He barks at night, disturbs my mind. Maybe it's another. He doesn't know that it's that dog. Some dog is barking. So that is conspiracy. So you should know what is conspiracy and what is truth. Don't mix the two up. This is very important because practically everything other than this bhakti, practically everything that we are busy with is a conspiracy. So that's why it's so important. Krishna gives instruction in Bhagavad Gita, and then the acharyas, the Goswamis, they have written books on bhakti, how to practice bhakti. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada is given in English. And what is the beginning? And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, you don't have to go to Harvard and learn from famous professor who is a nasty fellow who smokes and drinks and eats meat and drinks coffee. You don't have to go get a PhD to understand. Krishna is saying very simple. Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat. Everything you do, everything you eat, everything you do is an offering to me. Very simple. So we're going to eat instead of just. Some people you see, they're standing in the street and they buy some bel puri or something straight, right to their mouth. Okay, even a devotee has to eat. In emergency, we can eat bel puri, although it's not very nutritious. Better buy some bananas or something. But stop 1 second, offer it to Krishna. That's all Krishna is saying. Offering. So that means to be Krishna conscious is a simple process. Not only eating, everything we do. We're sitting comfortably, but the fan is making some noise. So the Krishna conscious idea is that I should do something about that fan. I should fix it or call an electrician or something. It's not good, it's disturbing. Yes, that is Krishna consciousness. to remove obstacles. What is the word? Obstacles. Yeah.
Vigna.
Huh?
Vigna.
Vignan? No. Obstacles.
Vigna. Vigna.
Vigna? Oh. So there's a chapter, or there's discussion, and the word is used in Bhagavad Gita and Nectar of Devotion, and the subject of obstacles. They should be removed. See? Obstacles in the path of devotional service. So I wanted to say something about this word conspiracy, because it's how it is being misused. And the dictionaries are actually changing the meaning of words. You know, there are some dictionaries who are co-conspirators. They're actually owned by demonic personalities who are embracing the conspiracy. They say that it's simply demonic business. They say the world, the overpopulation, this is the problem, and global warming. This is simply, and who is saying this? They say somebody stands in the United Nations and says the world's most grave problem. Praneet, what are you doing?
No,
Hmm?
I'm hearing, bro.
Yeah, you know, but
This is
multitasking, reading. The world's greatest problem is is global warming, and the cause of global warming is too many cows, too much carbon dioxide. Now, I went to a very good school. I mean, it was near my house when I was a child, run by the Protestant School Board of Greater Montreal. And there's good teachers, and we had good books from UK and good, locally written. And we learn in biology that plants absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. And they give mangoes and things. That's what I learned. How has that changed? How now they're saying that plants are endangering the world. So I read yesterday, I won't say, they're targeting, you know, buying land. Bill Gates is buying land deliberately and keeping it idle. Don't grow anything. And this is that is advertised as an act of benevolence, of charity. What the actual result is, there's no food, and the price of food is going up like anything. Where's your wife? Or I don't see her. Oh.
She's sitting outside.
You ask your auntie what is the price of food, you know, and how much is a bread these days, and how much is a bottle of milk. See? And they're causing explosions in food factories, not food factories like where they grind wheat. They bring wheat by lorries to huge places. In India, I think there must be this. What's the name of the company? They sell atta.
Ashirvad.
Ashirvad, yes. They must have a big factory somewhere, okay? Processing trainloads of wheat every day. So if you read certain websites, every week you see there's an explosion in a wheat mill. Something like that. So that drives the price of everything up, up, up. Why the price of food is rising in India? For some other reason. But it's related. This is their idea. Their own people. They're not exploding food factories in China by some, dropping, they have ways of doing things. In their own country, against their own people, they're doing this. That means they don't see this as our own people. They see as us, and all the others are like unnecessary. I think Bill Gates again, they called them useless eaters. So we have to reduce the population of the world. Now that's a conspiracy. And the authors are demons. Not that, but they, because they have control of the internet and the newspapers, if somebody says, no, this is not true, here's a scientific report from 1936 that says that plants absorb carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. You give that in some very reputable scientific journal, and it's in all the textbooks. They'll say, conspiracy. That article was refuted last year, you see. So you should know where the conspiracy is, and not use the word improperly, because then you become a victim. You become simply another stupid example that they say, you see, people are useless. So if you talk like that, then you become useless. You should know what you're saying. And they'll say that religion is also a conspiracy. Some banker decided he'll control the population. He'll claim that he is a messenger of God. Something, you see. So, but Jesus and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Acharyas, they were not bankers. You read their story. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father was a Brahmin. All the Acharyas. Prabhupada's father was a cloth merchant, but he was a pure devotee. He would worship Radha Krishna, and in the house everything was offered to Krishna. So but they claim that they even find they write articles like that the Jesus Christ he was a, no, I don't want to say what they say. Huh? I have not heard anybody say anything about Prabhupada. The worst that they say, he was a chemist from Calcutta. And he founded a big movement. That's the worst thing. He was a chemist. Unfortunately, if some, yeah. But in every religion, at least I don't know, I'm not about like Christianity, it was fine. Because Jesus was a devotee of Krishna actually. So in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the other Sampradayas of Vaishnavism are a little more difficult to understand because they're like cultural and they have some historical purpose. See, like Sri Vaishnavism, why so much focus on only the worship of the deity? Because previously, all over India, you had Shankar philosophy, which said everything is, yes, God is there, but He has no hands, no feet, no face. That's Shankar's. And before that, Buddhism, no God, simply nirvana. You stop feeling any pain. Your income tax problem or your arthritis, no more pain. That is nirvana. So that is Mayavad, that is insult. Both of them are insults to Krishna. No hands, no feet. So the Ramanujacharya was a revolutionary. He said, no, Krishna has features and he looks like this and here's his statue who you worship. So that's revolutionary. But higher still is full surrender to Krishna. Because you can worship the deity just in a ritualistic manner. That's something, but it's not the ultimate, right? So, but pure devotional service, that is the ultimate. No more bodily conception. This, no bodily anya vilasita shunyam. No material desire. Whatever Krishna sends, you take. You don't have to go to college for 4 years so that you can be able to get a job in some company. No. Krishna will give you some means of livelihood. A bird will drop a seed in your yard and a mango tree grows and you can eat mangoes. You didn't do anything. See? No need, go work hard, go to college for 4 years, get a job, make money, and go buy some mangoes, and the prices become so much you can only get one mango after working a whole day. So that is pure bhakti. Krishna supplies everything. Okay? Etam mam pravadante tam sadeva bhajamyaham. He told the Ramanujacharya the same thing, you see. Yeah, I supply everything. But Ramanuja didn't believe him, so he crossed it out. When he was commenting on Bhagavad Gita. It's very interesting. So, that's the point. So we just have to follow what Krishna's instructions. Speak coming through Acharya at first. So what is that? We have to make arrangement so that we can live and practice bhakti and avoid disturbance. There's ways of getting fresh air without a noisy fan. Even thousands of years ago, you read in history books, they had ways of making cool air circulating without, they had no electricity and they had no fan and they were comfortable. So we should think like that. That is our objective.